For cheap gold, items and other boosts for Diablo 4, visit aoeah.com. Check out the link in the description, you get 3% off with the code ARIAT. Hello and welcome everybody. In this video, I would like to give you some tips for the new dungeon. I also have implemented the new glyph into all my builds. You can find some new planner links in the description below, but the old links also still exist. I made a mistake in the video about the new glyph. It doesn't only scale on strength, dexterity, intelligence or willpower nodes, but simply on all of them. So you can skill all attribute nodes in the glyph range to maximize the damage bonus. And that unfortunately changes everything. You can ignore the recommendations from my video. Sorry about that. After playing all 4 of my builds, I got to say that the barbarians with their Uber amulets are the best. They run very stable. With the sorceresses, you have to play concentrated, then it's also possible. But the risk of getting killed is much higher than with my barbs. However, there will be an update this evening in which some things will be adjusted. The sigils to the Abattoir of Zir can be made at the occultist. You start at level 1 and have to work your way up to 25. After completing a dungeon, you get a recipe for the next higher one. You only have 1 life, and if you die, the dungeon is gone, and time and sigil powder are wasted. It's even harder in party mode, where the death of 1 player is enough to cause the dungeon to fail for the entire party. Since the seals are quite expensive, you can't afford to fail too much in the long run. But if you successfully complete the abattoir, you'll at least get plenty of sigil powder as a reward. The dungeons are random. There are different designs that you know from other dungeons, but here it's just 1 path without branches and there's only 1 task. Kill lots of monsters quickly and thus drive up the bar on the right. When it's full, all monsters disappear and 3 strong boss monsters spawn, which you have to defeat. After that you will get the glyph points. However, you only have 10 minutes in total, so it's not worth caring about single monsters. You should definitely make use of the shrines. With a strong buff, you can walk through easily and save time. But it can also be worth leaving certain shrines for the boss fight at the end. Especially in higher dungeons, you can use this in a targeted way. When the bar is almost full, simply run through until you find the next shrine. It's best to keep moving as soon as the monsters disappear, otherwise the bosses will spawn right next to you, which can be dangerous. If you just run a little further, they'll spawn a little bit behind you. You shouldn't necessarily run to high levels. It's nice to test how high you can go, but to level the glyph efficiently, its advantage is to finish quickly and keep the risk of death at a minimum. In general, I recommend paying attention to maximum resistances and lots of armor. I get by with about 9000 plus disobedience aspect. As far as I know, the ideal value for T100 monsters is 13,500. If it's an option, use the Melted Heart of Zelig in your builds. My barbarians, for example, are very tanky using it. I'm currently playing a Hota Whirlwind hybrid. It's really strong. A guide is coming soon. I say goodbye for today. Take care and may the loot be with you.
Follow me. Thanks. Goodbye.